The Boston Celtics are waking up as NBA champs once again. The team returned to their dominant form last night in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, beating the Dallas Mavericks at home 106-88. After finishing the regular season with the best record in the league, the Celtics, they lost only 3 games en route to their record-breaking 18th NBA championship. Joining us now from Boston with all the details of a special night at the TD Garden is NBC News correspondent George Solis. George, I've got to imagine the energy pretty good there in Boston this morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning. Absolutely electric. The city came alive. It was almost meant to be, almost scripted for that Game 5 to be back here in Boston. The streets flooded with fans, people just so excited to celebrate after that 16-year drought. Banner 18 secured. The city, of course, slow to wake up after all night partying. We saw it in the streets. We saw people climbing light poles. We saw people climbing trees. Of course, the police here and the security very tight. Very early when it became obvious that this team was going to win, the police clearly making sure that the crowd stay calm, stay controlled. And so fortunately we can report that things went off without a hitch, Joe. But let me tell you, what an environment to be in. It was absolutely phenomenal to see the Celtics win here at home. And of course, people, of course, very excited for that parade that'll be happening in a few short days.
I can't think of anything that would make me so excited I'd want to climb a light pole. Anyway, Jaylen Brown, he was the MVP for the NBA Finals. You know, that's an honor that's named after Celtics legend Bill Russell. Remind us what he did during the playoffs and the finals to earn that honor. What was his message last night?
You know, he was very humbled, obviously, having this award named after Celtics legend Bill Russell. Our MVP here, of course, also an activist. So it was very special for him to sort of commemorate that moment and to really celebrate this moment with his teams. I mean, he was very humble about it, saying any one of his teammates could have taken this MVP award. But of course, the numbers show it. I mean, he was absolutely electric last night, Joe. And again, just part of this roster that dominated the Mavericks during Game 5. And again, after that Game 4 loss, obviously things were a little bit shaky. So to see them rally in such a way here and to see how it all came together, again, just really, really special for this team and for the city of Boston, Joe.
For those who don't know much about the Celtics, you do need to talk about the head coach. He's only 35 years old, only had experience as a Division II college coach before this. Tell us about him and what he had to say.
Yeah. Joe Mazzulla is a very interesting character. I mean, very focused on the analytics. He's also received a lot of criticism in his short tenure as the coach, but obviously yesterday was all about the win. I do want to take a moment to quote something he said that I found very interesting, and it's a message that he has conveyed this season and wants to carry on throughout this championship series and potentially any others that come. He says, I think just having an understanding that praise and criticism are both just as dangerous if you don't handle them well. And I think we talked about that as a team this year. Winning is just as dangerous as losing if you don't handle it well. And then he also very, characterized that there are very few chances to be great, and you get very few changes in life to carry the ownership and responsibilities of what these banners and all these great people and great players that come here. He also wanted to give credit to Celtics players of past, not just the present, to really commemorate how special this win in, again, after a 16-year drought. So again, a lot of ceremony, a lot of circumstance, and a lot of history here, Joe.
So in Boston, they don't just celebrate with a parade, but with a duck boat parade. When can we expect to see that? Yeah, so everything is scheduled for Friday tentatively. A lot of people are hoping that obviously you want to do it as quickly as possible, but the heat is also a concern here today. Weather looking to be a little bit more favorable on Friday. We're actually expecting a news conference with Boston Mayor Michelle Wu a little bit later today to give us some of the more nuanced details of this celebration, including the duck boats. Of course, everyone waiting for it. That'll happen right here behind me. So again, we're looking for a pretty big parade this Friday. And if yesterday's celebration was any indication of what this crowd may look like, we are expecting a massive turnout for this celebration, Joe. I think that is a safe prediction right there. George Solis, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.